Rainbow Stories of an Everyday Woman by Janet Herrenhart. Truth is not the enemy. Janice Ian. September 2000. Success is feeling good about yourself, happy where you are in life, at peace with others, and looking forward to the challenges and rewards of each new day. Margie Hanna. My dear daughter, you can either choose to believe that I truly live this life and that this story is my own and a foundation of my being, or that I am imagining and creating a fanciful story. Either way, the story must be told, as there is truth in the telling. My dwelling was in the middle of an elegant garden with many exotic flowers, colors of magenta, gold, sky blue, and lush greens surrounded me and filled the air with a richness that I can still smell today when I close my eyes for remembering. My hut, with its thatched roof and bamboo siding, was swept clean every day by my precious servant and companion, Liliani. My two black-eyed children ran and played in the garden every day, teasing the gardener, Holway, as he dug in the rich soil and weeded out the unwanted thorns and thistles. Mekia and Toysey loved to hide among the plants and find a soft spot of earth to spin their tops, carved from the wood of a yew tree by Holway, by candlelight, as heart gifts for my son and daughter. The river flowed nearby, blue-green, with tall, thick rushes and cattails on each bank. My children and I seldom left the safety of our fenced-in enclosure. Liliani and Holway walked out through the iron-wrought gate every day to bring back buckets of the pure water to be blessed by Kuan Yin for our daily baths and drinking. I treasure the few times I was allowed to rest by the water's edge, mesmerized by the flowing waters. These excursions meant that I was carried on strong hemp-woven claws with long poles held up by 4 strong eunuchs from my father's house. A thin turquoise cloth formed the ceiling over my head and fell over the sides of the palanquin when I was hurried through the crowds. I wanted to peek out through the silken curtains to see what was causing the noisy commotion on the streets, but knew that was forbidden, and I never once looked out. I heard the shouts and clatter of the villagers and the barking of their dogs, remembering Liliani's stories of the bustling marketplace. Only when we reached the river and our own secluded enclave was I gently lowered to the ground and carried to a grassy spot where I sat on a silken blanket to watch the waters flow. My children loved this peaceful place and splashed the water all around so that the mist would spray on my face and I would breathe in the damp air. I was a priestess of the highest order, a worshiper of Kuan Yin, goddess of compassion and mercy. Followers came to me for sacred ceremony. I had been taught to be humble and soft-spoken as a girl child, always to keep my head bowed and never to look another human being in the eye. Only the women came. We exchanged healing herbs. They spoke of what troubled their souls softly and in few words. We would burn the herbs in the golden bowl of my altar, offering prayers and petitions to the goddess that she might ease my sister's pain. The only man that I saw in those days was the gardener Holway, whose skin had become tough and wrinkled in the many afternoon suns of his long life. Although the laws forbade that I speak with him, Holway's faithful presence gave me a sense of security and order. The beauty of his flowering creations cradled me with calm. My father no longer visited my dwelling. My husband had many wives and had usually been away on business trips. Now he was fighting in the war over the mystic gray mountain ranges. I had no way of knowing how far away he was, if I would ever see him again, or whether he lived or had died. I had only my children and my trusted Liliani, who had been given to me as a gift when I was 11, when my blood first spilled between my legs. She had been stolen from a clan that had been attacked by my father and my husband. Liliani never knew her age, but we both knew that our conceptions were near the time of the dragon year, meaning that we would see many changes. Every day she attended my morning bath, filling my blue porcelain bowl with fresh water and rubbing the stubs of my feet with an almond-colored oil made from the vine of the trailing kudzu, which covered one side of my dwelling. She claimed that her grandmother of grandmothers first learned to make the soothing ointment, and that her mother had passed the teaching on to Liliani before she had memorized the beautiful, mournful, single-tone chants for Our Lady Kuan. My children spoke little to me. They laughed and listened to my stories, gesturing for more, before Liliani would lead them to their separate living quarters. To be continued.